Om Shai Ram. Chapter 7 continued. Baba's yoga practices. Baba knew all the processes and practices of yoga. Two of them will be described here. Dauti or cleaning process. Baba went to the well near a banyan tree at the considerable distance from the masjid every third day and washed his mouth and had a bath. On one occasion, he was seen to vomit out his intestines, clean them inside and outside, and place them on a jam tree for drying. There are the persons in Shiradi who have actually seen this and who have testified to this fact. Ordinary dhoti is done by a moistened piece of linen 3-inch broad, 22.5 feet long. This piece is gulped down the throat and allowed to remain the stomach for about half an hour for being reacted there and then taken out. But Baba's dhoti was quite unique and extraordinary. Kanda Yoga. In this practice, Baba extracted the various limbs from his body and left them separately at the different places in masjid. Once a gentleman went to the masjid and saw a limbs of Baba lying separately at separate places. He was much terrified and he first thought of running to the village offices and informing them of Baba being hacked to the pieces and murdered. He thought that he would be held responsible as he was the first informant and knew something of the affair. So he kept silent. But next day when he went to the masjid, he was very much surprised to see Baba hale and hearty and sound as before. He thought that what he had seen the previous days was only a dream. Baba practiced yoga since his infancy and nobody knew or guessed the proficiency he attained. He charged no fees for his cures, became renowned and famous by the virtue of his merits, gave health to many people or suffering person. This famous doctor or doctors cared not for his interest but always worked for the good and welfare of the others, himself suffering unbearable and terrible pain many a time in the process. One such instance I given below, which will show the all pervasive and most merciful character of Sai Baba. Baba's all pervasiveness and mercy. In the year 1910 AD, Baba was sitting near the Duni on Diwali holiday and warming himself. He was pushing firewood into the Duni, which was brightly burning. A little later, instead of pushing logs of woods, Baba pushed his arm into the Duni. The arm was scorched and burnt immediately. This was noticed by the servant Madhava and also by the Madhavrao Deshpande Shama. They at once ran to the Baba and Madhavrao clasped Baba by his waist from behind and dragged him forcibly backward and asked Deva for what have you have done? Then Baba came to his sense and replied, the wife of a blacksmith at some distant place was working the bellows of a furnace. Her husband called her, forgetting that her child was on her waist. She ran hastily and the child slipped into the furnace. I immediately thrust my hand to the furnace and saved the child. I do not mind my arm being burned, but I am glad that the life of the child is saved. Leper devotee service. On hearing the news of the Baba's hand being burned from the Shama, Madhavrao Deshpande, Mr. Nana Sahib Chandokar, accompanied by the famous doctor of Paramanand of Bombay, with his medical outfit consisting of ointments, lint and bandage, etc., rushed to the Shiradi and requested Baba to allow Dr. Paramanand to examine the arm and dress the wound caused by the burn. This was refused even since the arm was dressed by the leper devotee Bahoji Sinde. His treatment consisted in massaging the burned part with ghee and then placing a leaf over it and bandaging it tightly with putties bandages. Mr. Nana Sahib Chandokar solicited Baba many a time to unfasten the putties and get the wound examined and dressed and treated by Dr. Paramanand with the object that it may be speedily healed. Dr. Paramanand himself made a similar request, but Baba postponed, saying that Allah was his doctor and did not allow his arm to be examined. Dr. Paramanand medicine were not exposed to the air of Shiradi as they remained intact. But he had the good fortune of getting a darshana of Baba. Bahoji was allowed to treat the hand daily. After some days, the arm healed and all were happy. Still, we do not know whether any trace of the pain was left or not. Every morning, Bahoji went throughout his program of loosening the putties, massaging he armed with ghee and tightly bandaging it again. This went on till Sai Baba Samadhi did. Sai Baba, a perfect Siddha, as he was, did not really want this treatment, but out of love to his devotee, he allowed the Upasana service of Bahoji to go on uninterrupted all along. When Baba started for Lendi, Bahoji held an umbrella over him and accompanied him every morning. When Baba sat near the post close to Duni, Bahoji was present and started his service. Bahoji was a sinner in this past birth. He was suffering from leprosy. His fingers had shrunk. His body was full of pus and smelling badly, though outwardly he seemed so unfortunate. He was really very lucky and happy, for he was the premier servant of Baba and got the benefit of his company. Master Kaparde Plekis. I shall now relate another instant of Baba's wonderful Leela. Mr. Kaparde, the wife of Mr. Dada Sahib Kaparde of Amaravati. He was staying at the Shiradi with her younger son for some days. One day the son got high fever which further developed into the bubonic plague. The mother was frightened and felt most uneasy. She thought of leaving the place for the Amaravati and went near Baba in the evening. When he was coming near the Vadana Samadhi Mandir in his evening's rounds for asking his permission, she informed him a trembling tone that her dear young son was down with plague. Baba spoke kindly and softly to her, saying that the sky is the beset with clouds, but they will melt and pass off, and everything will be smooth and clear. So saying, he lifted up his Gafni up to the waist and assured to all present 4 fully developed bubas as big as eggs as added, seeing how I have suffered for my devotees, their difficulties are mine. Seeing this unique and extraordinary deed, Leela, the people were convinced as to how the saints suffer pains for their devotees. The mind of the saints is softer than the wax. It is soft in and out as butter. They love their devotees without any idea of gain and regard them as their true relatives. Going to Pandharpur and staying there. I shall now close this chapter after relating a story illustrating how Sai Baba loved this devotee and anticipated their wishes and movements. Mr. Nana Sahib Chandokar, who was a great devotee of Baba, was Mamlatar at Nandurbar in Khandesh. He got an order to transfer to the Pandharpur. His devotion to Sai Baba bore fruit, as he got an order to go and stay at Pandharpur, which is regarded as Buvai Kunta, heaven on earth. Nana Sahib had to take immediate charge, so he left immediately for the place without even writing or informing anybody at Shiradi. He wanted to give a surprise visit to Shiradi. His Pandharpur see and salute his Vithoba Baba and had proceed. Nobody dreamt of Nana Sahib departure for Shiradi, but Sai Baba knew all about this and his eyes were everywhere, omniscient. As soon as Nana Sahib approached Nimgavan, a few miles from Shiradi, there was stir in the masjid at Shiradi. Baba was sitting and talking with Mahal Sabadi, Appa Shinde and Kashiram when he at once said, "Let us all four do some of the bhajan. The doors of Pandari are open. Let us merely sing." Then they began to sing in the chorus, the burden of the song being, "I have to go to Pandharpur and I have to stay on there, for it is the house of my Lord." Baba sang and the devotees followed him. In a short time Nana Sahib came. Then there would be a family prostrated before Baba and requested him to accompany them to Pandharpur and stay with them there. This solicitation was not necessary, as devotee told Nana Sahib that Baba was already in the mood of going to Pandharpur and staying there. Hearing this, Nana Sahib was moved and fell at Baba's feet. Then, getting Baba's permission, with the sacred ashes and blessing, Nana Sahib left for Pandharpur. This is no end to Baba's stories, but let me now make a halt here, reserving for the next chapter other topics such as importance of human life, Baba's living on alms, Bayajabai service, and other stories. Bow it Sri Sai, peace to be all. Next video clip we will see the chapter 9.